Hey, birth workers, lactation consultants, coaches, course creators, or service providers whose best fan ever, ideal client is a mom, and you're creating content but not making sales, listen up. Here's what most of you are missing. Moms do not buy like business owners. So if you're following all the business coaches and Instagram gurus who only know how to sell to other entrepreneurs, that's exactly why you're getting crickets. In my sold out offer challenge, I'm teaching you exactly how to create content that converts moms into paying clients, not followers, clients, sales. This took me from posting and praying to consistent sales. I'm going to share my exact framework and how I built a 7-figure business selling a course to moms. The challenge is $33. VIP is $147 with daily live coaching after every training. I am only running this a few times a year, and this might be the last one for 2025. Go to trishwarecoaching.com/SOO right now. Stop posting for vanity metrics and start posting for sales. Here's the truth nobody really wants to hear. If you don't get intentional about your business right now, you're going to repeat 2025 all over again. And I know you're thinking, but I've got to get through the holidays. It's December. I'm just trying to survive this time of year. And friend, I get it. But that's a terrible mindset if you want your business to be a real business. And that mindset is going to keep you stuck. Because while you're waiting for January 1st to feel motivated or whatever, your competitors are getting crystal clear on their messaging, mapping out their content, and setting themselves up for a sold out quarter one. And by the time you get started in January, they have already made their first sales. After building Labor Nurse Mama to over 709,000 followers across the platforms and teaching over 15,000 mom students, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. The women who win in January are the ones who get their shit together in December. So today we're talking about that. We're talking about visibility, consistency, and what actually needs to happen before January 1st. If you want a different result in 2026. And I'm going to tell you exactly why your brain is sabotaging you right now and how to overwrite it. Welcome to Sold Out Sales School. I am Trish Ware. I'm also the founder and CEO of Labor Nurse Mama and of Trish Ware Coaching. And over here, I teach you how to create content and messaging that actually sells your offers to real people, moms, parents, families, not just other coaches. I am a former labor and delivery nurse turned 7-figure CEO. I'm here to help you stop spinning your wheels with content that goes nowhere and start building a real business that grows your audience and your bank account. So if you're ready to make 2026 the year you actually get visible, stay consistent, and see real results, this episode is for you. All right, so let's paint a picture of where you might be right now. You're posting on Instagram, maybe not every day, but you're trying. You're showing up in your stories when you remember. You're creating content that you think should resonate, but it doesn't. You're using hooks that some Instagram coach said will blow up your account, but your engagement is crickets. You might get a few likes from your mama and your friend from college, but no real traction. And you keep telling yourself, once I hit 10,000 followers, things will change. Once I get verified, people will take me seriously. Once I have a prettier brand or a better funnel or a better sales page, I'll make sales. But here's what's really happening. You're stuck in what I call the posting without purpose trap. You're flipping your strategies, you're creating content without a clear message, you're tweaking the back end, you're not repeating a valuable message, and you don't have a strategic plan for how to bridge your content to your sales, which is what I call the bridge to your offer. The problem isn't your audience size, I promise you. The problem isn't your content quality. The problem is that you're not getting visible in a way that actually matters. And here's the part that's going to sting a little. Your brain is working against you because right now, in this exact moment, your brain is giving you 1,000 reasons why December isn't the right time and why you should wait, why you need to rest first, get through the holidays first, do all these things first. Your brain is sabotaging you. I'm going to tell you that Labor Nurse Mama took its first big spin and took off from December to January. And it's because of what I did in January, and it changed everything for me. And it comes from understanding how your brain actually works. Your brain has a built-in emergency brake system. The second you have an instinct to act on a goal, to finally get visible, to post that content, to invest in your business, your brain has exactly 5 seconds before it kills that instinct with fear, doubt, excuses. And you're going to excuse yourself out of success. 5 seconds. That's it. That's all the time you have between I should do this and actually maybe not. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I shouldn't do it now. This is why you keep saying you'll start in January or you'll start when this happens. Your brain is hitting the brakes every single time because it's programmed to keep you safe. Is protecting you from discomfort, from the visibility, from putting yourself out there and maybe struggling some. Because this is not a get quick rich scheme. And that is what sets me apart from every other coach out there. Not only am I a unicorn coach because I've actually built a business in the mom space, but I'm also a unicorn coach because I'm not going to fluff you up with fluff. This is hard work. And it's a lot of intentionality. If you're not intentional, if you're not strategic, you're not going to grow a successful business. And if every time you start to step into the uncomfortable, your brain puts the brakes on it and you listen to your brain, you're training yourself to stay small. Napoleon Hill called this the sixth sense, that flash of inspiration, that moment of clarity when you know what you need to do. But he also said that most people ignore it. They let their rational mind talk them out of it. They wait for conditions to be perfect, and they never act. Here's what I need you to understand. That voice telling you to wait, telling you not now. Wait until January to get started. That's not wisdom. That's fear dressed up as logic. And it's not right. It's not. You have to learn how to step into the uncomfortable, how to step past the known, because here's the belief that's keeping you stuck. New year equals new motivation. No, you're going to feel the same way. January 1st will be different is what you might be telling yourself. I'll finally be consistent this time. Let me break this down, why that is a lie your brain is telling you. Your brain loves the idea of change more than actual change. Thinking about starting fresh in January feels good, right? It gives you a dopamine hit without requiring any real action. It's comfortable. But Napoleon Hill wrote about this in Think and Grow Rich, which is absolutely a must for you to listen to or read. He called it drifting. You know what drifters do? They wait for the right time. They wait for motivation. They wait for perfect conditions, and they drift through their entire lives without taking decisive action. Action takers are money makers, y'all. Because here's what actually happens when January 1st comes for the drifter. You feel fired up for about 2 weeks. You post every day. You go live. You're consistent, for 10 days in a row. And then life happens. A sick kid, a busy week, a launch that doesn't go as planned. And suddenly you're right back where you were. You're in the negativity. You're in the posting sporadically, feeling guilty, wondering why nothing works for me. And by February, you're burnt out and telling yourself, like, maybe next year, maybe this isn't for me. This is the cycle that will keep you stuck and will keep repeating because you are relying on motivation instead of decision. You're relying on your feelings instead of commitment. You're waiting for the right time. You're making excuses. You're looking back on your year and thinking, well, I tried everything. Did you, though? Did you really? Did you do the things that you need to do? Or did you just keep doing things that used to work, but they're not working now? And instead of pivoting and doing something new and different, refining what is working, you're just making excuses. Here's what I've learned after having 7 kids and 7 figures. Motivation is garbage. Decision is the thing. Decision is the thing. Napoleon Hill, again, Think and Grow Rich, must have on your shelf, must listen to, said something that stopped me in my tracks a few years ago. The starting point of all achievement is desire, but desire must be backed by this feeling of purpose and a burning obsession to achieve it. Not, I want to grow my business, not, I hope to be consistent, but a definite, specific burning desire, a burning decision. When I left a 25-year marriage, abusive marriage, with 7 kids, no plan, I didn't have motivation. I had decision. I decided I was done living small. I decided my kids would see a different version of me, a bold version of me. I decided I would build something that mattered no matter what. It was not about money for me when I built Labor Nurse Mama. It was about a goal and a purpose and a why. And I did everything to get there. My decision was to impact thousands of women's birth. Now, did that make me 7 figures? Yes, it did. But the decision is what carried me through every single hard day, every day that just my mom was on my live going, that's my daughter. Every moment of doubt, every time my son would get on my live and be like, that's gross, because I was talking about vaginas. Every time my brain tried to convince me to quit. Every time I felt like crickets. That's what's missing for most women in business. They haven't made a real decision. They're interested and they're curious and they see Sally doing it. And so they want it. And so they're trying, but they haven't committed to this business at a level where failure isn't an option. Now, let's imagine this instead. It's December 15th and you made a decision, not a wish, not a hope, but a definite decision that 2026 would be different. You decide you're done drifting. You're no longer a drifter. No, you decide that you will get visible, you will stay consistent, and you will build a business that actually makes money. You decide. And because you've made that decision, you don't wait until January 1st. You start now. You join Content Mastery Mastermind. You do the work. In December, you get clear on your best fan ever. You map out your content strategically. You learn the frameworks that make messaging easier. And by January 3rd, you're not scrambling. You're not staring at your phone at a blank screen thinking, what should I post? And you're not feeling behind. Instead, you're executing. You know exactly who you're talking to. You have a clear message that speaks directly to the moms and the parents that you want to serve. And you're not just posting to post. Every piece of content is a part of the wheel, has a purpose, and it's all leading somewhere. By the end of January, girl, you're not exhausted and you're not discouraged and you're getting ready to come to our mastermind retreat in March. You're energized because you're finally seeing results. You're getting DMs from the right people. Your email list is growing with qualified leads and you're making sales because your content is doing what it's supposed to do. It's building trust and it's moving them across the bridge to your offer. That's what happens when you make a decision and you back it with immediate action. Action takers are money makers. And listen, I'm not teaching you theory here. I'm teaching you what I've actually done myself. I'm not just another coach who coaches coaches on how to build a business. I've done it. I built Labor Nurse Mama to over 709 followers on all the platforms, 415,000 followers on Instagram alone. I run 2 very successful brands simultaneously while homeschooling my son. I've taught over 15,000 students how to create a birth they love. And I have mentored other women with an abundance mindset because some of these women are my competitors. But I did all of this by making decisions fast and acting before my brain could talk me out of it. Every time I felt fear, I felt it constantly, y'all. I gave myself 5 seconds. Mel Robbins, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 seconds to hit post. 5 seconds to show up on video. 5 seconds to send the email. 5 seconds to follow up. 5 seconds to raise my prices. And, debate. 5 seconds to launch the offer. Because here's what Napoleon Hill knew and what neuroscience now proves. Because Think and Grow Rich was written a long time ago, y'all. Neuroscience backs it up. The moment you act, you change your brain. You prove to yourself that you're capable. You build confidence through evidence, not through waiting until you feel ready. It's through actions. Action takers are money makers. And the women in my Content Mastery Mastermind who start in December, they hit the ground running in January. Because right now, if you join the mastermind in December, you're getting a bonus month. We're going to do your onboarding in December, but we're going to start your mastermind in January. They're not figuring out things, they're executing, and they're seeing results faster because they made a decision and backed it with immediate action. So let's talk about what real visibility actually looks like, because here's what most people don't understand. Visibility isn't just about posting more. It's about being seen, being remembered, and trusted. You want to be seen. The people who are known sell their offers. The more known you are, the more offers you'll sell. This is where the 7-11-4 rule comes in. This is the framework that changes everything. And here's what it means. Your ideal customer needs 7 hours of engagement with your brand across 11 touch points in 4 different locations before they're ready to buy from you. And this is part of what I teach inside the mastermind. So let me break this down a little bit, okay? 7 hours doesn't mean they're spending 7 hours straight. It's not straight hours consuming your content. It means the cumulative time they spent watching your reels, reading your captions, listening to your podcast. Podcast speeds this up, and this is something we teach in the mastermind as well. Reading your emails, all of that adds up. Now, 11 touch points means they need to see you, hear you, interact with you at least 11 times. That could be seeing 3 Instagram posts, watching 2 reels, reading 4 emails, attending your free challenge, a micro experience. I teach my ladies how to build their micro experience inside the mastermind as well. Like, you don't have to figure out any of this on your own, because all of it counts. I don't want you wasting time. 4 different location means they can't just see you on Instagram. They need to see you on Instagram, in their inbox, on your website, maybe Pinterest or YouTube. Now, I do teach 1 offer, 1 platform, 1 year, but multiple places build credibility. So it's being a guest on other people's podcasts, going live with other people. And why that matters for your Q1 strategy and why December matters is if you're waiting until January to start showing up, you're asking people to make buying decisions without enough touch points. You're asking them to trust you without enough time. You're asking them to invest in you without enough proof. But if you decide now, if you get clear on your message in December, if you start by building those touch points before the new year, girl, by the time January comes, you've already created the foundation for sales. Every day you wait is 1 less touch point, 1 less hour, 1 less location. And that gap, that's the difference between selling out your offer in Q1 and struggling to get it going. Now, let me tell you the truth about consistency that nobody else is going to tell you. You're not inconsistent because you're lazy. You're not inconsistent because, you're not motivated enough. You're inconsistent because you're letting your emotions, your feelings decide your actions. Here's what Mel Robbins teaches. You are never going to feel like doing the hard thing. Never, never, ever, never, never. Your brain is designed to keep you comfortable, and visibility is super uncomfortable. Putting yourself out there is super uncomfortable. Showing up live and no one watching, uncomfortable. Selling, uncomfortable. Although I love selling and I can't wait to help you love it too. If you're waiting to feel like posting, you're going to be waiting forever and you're not going to be consistent. But when you're crystal clear on who you're talking to, what problem you solve, and your content connects to your offer, showing up becomes a decision, not a feeling. And you do it whether you feel like it or not, because you've decided. This is why the women in Content Mastery Mastermind are getting crystal clear. They're making decisions. They're staying consistent, whether they see the results or not. Not because they have more time or more energy than you, not because they always feel motivated, they don't, but because they made a decision and they back that decision with systems that make it easier. And they have a mentor who's right there with them, coming alongside them. Napoleon Hill built his entire philosophy on one principle. Thoughts become things. I want you to write that out. Thoughts become things. Whatever you hold in your mind with emotion and faith, you will attract into your life. And this is so freaking gut hitting for me right now because I have been going through perimenopause and having anxiety and depression, and I've really been battling with my mind. What you hold in your mind with emotion and faith, you will attract into your life. But here's the part most people miss. You can't just think about success. You have to think about it with a defining decision of purpose, backed by a plan and followed by persistent action. Action takers are money makers. So let me ask you, what are you thinking about your business right now? Are you thinking, I'll try to be more consistent next year? Because that thought will absolutely create your results. Trying, not succeeding. Or are you thinking, I'm building a sold out business. I am getting visible. I am creating content that converts starting right now. Your thoughts matter because that thought held with faith, backed by immediate action, will create that reality. And I want you to think about, like, I've had some clients that really struggle with success, and a lot of it is their thinking. It's the way they're thinking. It's like, oh, I'm going to do that launch, but my last launch failed and this launch will probably fail. Yes, you're right. It will. You're right. Here's what I want you to do right now, not later, not when you finish this episode, but right now while you're listening. I had a client, Jamie, if she's listening. Hi, Jamie. Jamie always took action immediately. And I love that about her, taking action immediately. So I want you right now out loud, say, I am done drifting. I am making a definite decision right now that 2026 will be different. I am getting visible. I am staying consistent, and I am building a business that makes real money starting today, not January 1st. Say it out loud, even if it feels awkward. And we're going to put that little blurb in the show notes. Take a screenshot of it. And I want you to start speaking it out loud and send us a screenshot, tag us, let us know. Because when you speak it, you're telling your brain that this is real. This is happening. This is not negotiable. Because if you keep making the same mistakes, and here's the mistake I see women making over and over again, especially at the end of the year. And this is why we're focusing on Q1 inside the mastermind, because they think I'll just coast through December, take a break, restart fresh in January. No, you will not. Not if you're in my world. Because what you don't realize is that by taking December off, you're training your brain that quitting is an option, that slowing down is an option. Now, you do slow down to scale up, but when you're in the foundational building stages, you have to go hard, period. I don't care what anyone's telling you. Now, family is important, and we emphasize that, but you have to stop reinforcing the pattern of stopping when things get harder and comfortable or when life's busy. I showed up even when life was busy, going through a horrific divorce with a narcissist. I showed up. You have to prove to yourself that you're going to keep going when life is hard. Otherwise, you're proving to yourself that you can't be trusted to follow through. And that is absolutely not what we want, because then you're going to wonder why you struggle with, consistency in January. You set yourself up for that. The women who win, they don't stop. They stay visible through December. They keep going. They don't take a month off. They don't wait until whatever to start. They do it now. They take action now. They keep showing up, even if it's just 3 times a week. They keep nurturing the audience. They keep sending out their monthly newsletter. They keep doing their micro experiences. They keep building trust, because here's what happens. While everyone else goes silent in December, my ladies, my clients are becoming the voice that is remembered. And when January comes and they're ready to invest, they think of you, not the girl who went silent in December. But more importantly, you prove to yourself that you're the kind of person who shows up. You're the kind of person who follows through. You build that identity and you create evidence that you can trust yourself. And that, my friend, that confidence, that's what's going to create momentum. Action takers are momentum makers too. And that is what's going to create momentum in January. This is exactly why I created the Content Mastery Mastermind. It's for the mom-focused entrepreneur, mom, parents, real people, not other business owners, who's done drifting, who's ready to make a definite decision and back it with action, who's ready to get clear in her message, create content that actually converts, and build systems that make consistency automatic. Inside Content Mastery Mastermind, you don't just get the frameworks, you get implementation. You get clarity on your BFE, your best fan ever. You build out your content strategy and your systems that will carry you through when life gets hard. You learn how to use Freya. She's in there waiting for you to write your captions, to create your content. You master the break method so you know exactly how to bridge your content to your offers. And here's why joining now matters, why this is your 5-second window. When you join in December, you get the entire month to onboard, to go through our onboarding process, to get in there and hit the road hard. You're getting that bonus month, and then you get all of 2026. You are able to work through the foundational modules and map out your Q1 strategy and get your 2-hour onboarding call with me before the year starts. You're not scrambling in January to figure things out. You're executing a plan you've already built. And by January 1st, you'll have your content calendar mapped out, your messaging dialed in, and your systems in place. And while everyone else is getting started in January, you're already making sales, girl. But here's the thing. I can feel some of you guys right now. You're like, yes, I'm going to do this. And then, your brain is backing you up. Maybe I'll just wait until January when I have more time. We already talked about that. That's your brain hitting the brakes. That's you drifting instead of deciding. No more drifting. We're done with that. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds right now. 5 seconds. Go to trishwarecoaching.com/apply or shoot me a DM on Instagram. We'll get you signed up right now if you fit. We do a little bit of an application. 5 seconds to make a decision that will change your entire year. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're in, send me a DM on Instagram at I am Trish Ware right now, not later, not when you're finished listening, right now, because that action, that immediate decision, that's what separates the women who build successful businesses from the women who keep making excuses and keep wishing. No more excuse makers. No more. We're done with that. Friend, I need you to hear me. Your business is not going to change because of a new calendar year. It's not going to change because you're more motivated. It's going to change because you made a definite decision to get intentional, get visible, and get consistent. And you back that decision with immediate action, starting now, starting right now. Napoleon Hill said, there is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is deciding with purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. You don't need more time. You don't need a bigger audience. You don't need perfect branding. You don't need perfect funnels or landing pages. Those are important. You don't need to feel ready. What you need is to make a decision and act on it in the next 5 seconds. That's it. Act on it. That's the entire secret. So that's a mix of Napoleon Hill and Mel Robbins. Make the decision, take the action, join Content Mastery Mastermind, and let's build your 2026 together, hand in hand, starting today. If this episode resonated with you, do me a favor, subscribe to Sold Out Sales School so you never miss an episode, leave a review, and let me know what landed for you today. And follow me on Instagram at I am Trish Ware for daily content and help with building a business that works. Now, get out there, start taking action, and let's build your 2026. I am so excited and so happy that you are here with me today. That's your cosmic slap on the booty. Let's start selling your offer.